So I was going to tell you all how it was, but as like a quick scan of the crowd, and I kind of know you all know, but there's a whole generation of kids that only know the instant gratification of getting a picture taken of them and then seeing it immediately and then saying something like, I hate it, delete it, get rid of it. And I know that in the 70s and 80s we had Polaroid, but I'm not counting it for this story because it was kind of a fad and a gimmick. And if I tried to delete one of my dad's Polaroid pictures, he would have strangled me with the camera strap. But back in my day, and I'd like to tell you I wore these suspenders just for that line, but they're actually keeping my pants up. So. Generally, when a picture was taken of you, it was with a 35 millimeter camera. And in order to see that picture, things had to happen. And there's imagine a semicolon here. First of all, the person's camera, they had to finish the film. And that might take a while depending on the situation. And then they had to get the wherewithal to take it to the drugstore. And then the drugstore had to develop it. And raise your hand if you think a drugstore clerk has seen you naked. So they had to take it to the drugstore. That's not this story here. But, and then you had to go back and get the film and pick it up. And then only if you were living with the person at the time, you could see that picture. So that whole situation is how I became known as the dribbler. So go back 15 years. My marriage had just broken up. I was in the dumps, and I was looking for funny and fun things to do, things to make me laugh. And I listened to Preston and Steve every day. And they had a story about these two guys, Mike Bender and Dave Chernak, who were looking through old pictures of themselves, these cringeworthy, awkward pictures, and laughing at them. And then they kind of asked themselves, everybody probably has these pictures. I wonder if people would send these pictures to us, and then we could put it in a website. And that's exactly what they did. They created the website called Awkward Family Photos. So I'm listening to this, and I'm like, oh my God, I have the picture. And I kind of ran to the shoebox and looked through it, and surprisingly, I found it, and I was holding it. So then go back to Christmas 1987. There's a lot of flashbacks here. It's like the Irishman. You're just gonna have to keep up. Christmas '87. I was about 17 years old, and there's nothing more important when you're 17 than looking cool. But it's very hard when your grandmother and your family are trying to get you to take pictures around the Christmas tree. But I did my best. So my grandmother was up from Long Island. She's like, let's take a picture. Get your sister. And I'm there, and we take the picture. That's fine. It wasn't until maybe 3 months later that I was with my grandmother, and I saw the pictures that she had taken from Christmas. And here's where I'll tell you that I've said before in other stories that I was a very impatient kid. And I think what had happened was before the picture, I had gone to the bathroom, and I didn't take the time to shake like you're supposed to, guys. And in the picture, I'm smiling away with my mom and my sister, and there's a spot about the size of a silver dollar on my pants. And I'm going to my grandmother Gram, why is this in the photo album? This is ridiculous. She's like, oh, it's hardly noticeable. It's hardly noticeable. I'm like, I noticed it right away. So, in 17, I was really mortified at that. But, as the years passed, I'll say, one of the other things about 35 millimeter cameras is there's always a double. So, she gave us the double, and then we had the picture, too. As the years passed, I actually thought it was funny, and I would bring it out at parties, look at this, look at this picture. So when the whole Awkward Family Photos thing happened, I'm like, I got to find that picture, and I did. And this was 15 years ago, in the information age, that was the Stone Age. I don't even know how I sent the picture to the guys at Awkward Family Photos, but I got it there. They loved it, and they put it in their website, and I became a little bit famous. And they titled it The Dribbler, and it was kind of funny. Later, when they made a book, they asked me if they could put the picture in the book. So if you go to Barnes & Noble and get the Awkward Family Photos book, my picture, there I am, like smiling away with a pee stain on my pants. And then after that, they did a book signing in New York, and they asked me to come. and so there I am, like in this room full of people, and they're doing a slideshow, and there was a few other people there, but no other. And they had awkward photos, but no other one that had peed their pants like the way I did. But there I am, and like they do a slideshow, and like they show my picture, and I stand up, and everybody claps, and it was kind of funny. And then the next day I'm thinking like it was kind of funny that like they clapped for me because I peed my pants, when I was 17. But then I started thinking of it, and they weren't clapping for me because I peed my pants. They were clapping for me because I had the balls to show the picture to everyone. So I guess what I take away from this whole situation is a few things. Another semicolon. One is having a sense of humor in general, but having a sense of humor about yourself is very important to get through like the shit that life can throw at you. Two is just say yes to everything. Just about. Like, I wouldn't be on the stage today if I didn't say, like if out of my comfort zone, I just didn't want to do it. But, I just say, just do, if you think you might not want to do it, because I've never regretted it. And three is, I think I need to take a little more time after I pee to, like, shake. So thank you.